everybody, and welcome to story time. I hope you are okay and having a wonderful day. This week my story is all about a little goat, and he really wants to make some new friends, but he does not know how. And this story is a story called The Goat That Gloats. Hope you enjoy it. On a throne made of stone at the top of a tower, counting the minutes of each passing hour, feeling bored and ignored for days without end, lived a goat. He was lonely. He wanted a friend. This goat was unhappy with sitting alone way up in his tower on his cold, hard throne. So out of his window he started to bleat to the people who bustled below on the street. That's a good idea. What a wonderful friend I would make, bleated the goat. I've a throne in a tower and a bubble bath moat. How exciting. But the people below called back over the moat. Who'd want to be friends with a gloating goat? The goat scratched his head with his hoof and he frowned. What must he do to make friends in this town? So he shouted again to the people below, without even a smile or a simple hello. What a wonderful friend I would make, bragged the goat, for I have a fast car and even a boat. But the people below called back over the moat. Who'd want to be friends with a gloating goat? What's he going to do next? Oh, we've got a new character. Now, the goat was beginning to get quite upset that no one wanted to be friends with him yet. So he jumped to his hoofs and reached for his net, and quickly he scooped up Fernando, his pet. I wonder how Fernando can help. What a wonderful friend I would make, bragged the goat. For Fernando, my pet, is the world's smartest stoat. Fernando doesn't look very happy to be held out of that window. Did it work? But the people below called back over the moat. Who'd want to be friends with a gloating goat? Once more, the goat, who was stricken with grief, came away from the window to Fernando's relief. He recaged his pet before he got bitten, then burst into verse with a song that he'd written. What a wonderful friend I would make, bragged the goat, for that little ditty was one that I wrote. But the people below called back over the moat. Who'd want to be friends with a gloating goat? Now, the poor goat. The goat was about to sing one more verse, but his run of bad luck was about to take a turn for the worse. He took a deep breath and let loose with such force that his voice gave right out. He bragged himself hoarse. He couldn't speak anymore. The people below in the street clapped and cheered, and the goat whimpered miserably into his beard. Why don't they like me? Why don't they care? When all of my riches I'm willing to share. Meanwhile, the people began to feel bad for teasing the goat in the way that they had. Oh, he might be annoying for gloating all day, but all that aside, he was kind of okay. So they lifted their heads to the tower and tried to talk to the goat who was holed up inside. For they thought that he'd make a good friend sure enough, if only he'd stop showing off. Oh, I really hope he does. The goat heard them calling. Here he is inside. His name, and he jumped up out of his throne with such joy that he bumped his horns on a beam jutting out of the ceiling. It was several hours before they regained feeling. But he couldn't talk with that pain in his throat. He struggled to utter much more than a note. A note! Why, that's it! So he went one step better. He sat down at his desk and he wrote them a letter. What a fantastic idea. At last, he had finished. To the window he went, and there with his letter he carefully bent, and folded the paper to form a small plane, whilst all the time hoping that it wouldn't rain. Whiz went the letter out into the blue. Ah, went the people, and also, ooh. As circling steady over the street, it finally came to a rest right at their feet. Oh, what a lovely letter. What wonderful friends you would make, went the note, for this foolish old goat with a very sore throat. I am sorry, I really did not mean to brag, but the loneliness can be a terrible drag. Now, I got to thinking, sat here in my chair, what use are nice things if they cannot be shared? I would take great delight in knowing you better, and that is the reason I'm sending my letter. What a lovely letter. And the people below called back over the moat, of course we'll be friends, you silly old goat. Oh, he's made friends, thank goodness. And all because he thought of writing an honest letter. I really hope you enjoyed my story today and it made you think about lots of different things. Take care, stay safe, and keep smiling. Bye.